It is absolutely astonishing how, despite their role in enforcing the law, officers find themselves tangled in their own chaos. Here are some tyrants who committed crimes so ridiculous that I wondered how they ended up on the force in the first place. Make sure to hang tight until the end, as I have saved the best for last. But first, we have an officer who thought illegal detainment was totally within his rights.
Who are you?
Corrections officer.
And your name?
Jacob Rupp, RUPP.
I'm sorry? I can't hear you.
What are you doing?
I'm just taking some pictures and video of the facility
Why?
for my own personal use. What are you doing?
A guy out here trying to film the jail.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Well, I was going to go to lunch.
The officer stared at Sean like he was going to be his lunch, but this was just the beginning of his useless tactics.
Don't let me stop you.
You're not stopping me.
Still following me around, correctional officer. See, the correctional officer's jobs are to monitor the inmates, not free men and women walking around in public.
Use my likeness in your film.
I'm sorry, sir, I can't hear you. Your truck is very loud.
You don't have my permission to use my likeness in your film.
I don't have your permission to use your likeness.
Yeah, you're not using my image on your film.
Well, we're in public.
That would be a perfectly valuable request if the officer was a citizen, not a public government servant, therefore liable to a certain standard. However, in the next few moments, the officer failed to meet several of those public standards.
You're in public, aren't you?
Not on your camera, I'm not.
You are in public. This is a public place. We're in public. You have security cameras here filming me.
What I'm saying is I don't know what you're doing.
I would appreciate it if you backed away from me. I would appreciate that. Just back away.
But what I can say,
I would appreciate it if you backed away from me.
you're in public.
You're standing inches from me. Back away.
You're in public.
Back away.
This is the same kind of intimidation tactic that I would expect from a middle schooler in an ego contest. Imagine being an officer responsible for keeping hardened criminals in line, yet being this fragile.
Go enjoy your lunch. This is not what you want to do.
What's the name of your YouTube page?
You want to go to lunch. That's what you want to do. You don't want to do this. There's no reason for it. You thought you were going to intimidate me coming up on me like that. Didn't work, did it? Didn't back up an inch. Now please back up and de-escalate. Or go get your supervisor. Can you call a supervisor? Because this guy is trying to intimidate me.
We got Dave.
You intimidate those guys in there, you ain't going to intimidate me.
Go to lunch may not have been the best thing to say to him on Sean's part, as that moment the officer was practically eyeing him up like he would have been a Happy Meal.
Stop trying to intimidate me. Tyrant. I'd like to speak to a supervisor, sir.
I'm the supervisor here right now,
You're a supervisor here right now? You're sergeant?
but I will talk to you if you turn that off. I don't want my likeness used either.
Right, I understand that you guys have a problem with likenesses being used. I get all that, Sarge.
Now, these are probably the same type of goofballs that share Punisher pictures on Facebook and think of themselves as rugged soldiers, when in fact they're just two donuts that managed to fit into a uniform.
But what he can't do is try and intimidate members of the public. And you as a supervisor allowed it to happen.
We will have a deputy here shortly. You can talk to him.
You allowed that as a supervisor to happen, for him to come up in my space and intimidate me.
You cannot video inside.
This is a public lobby.
Do not videotape
I'm here.
in the
I'm
building.
here.
The supervisor seemed hell-bent on trying to deny Sean from every space open to the public, allowing his own emotions and ego to rule his judgment.
I don't consent to using my likeness on your security camera footage. Just so you know.
Sir,
Hi, ma'am. I was looking to get a complaint form.
give me just a second.
No problem. Take your time.
Sir, so my higher ups are at lunch right now, We don't have complaint forms. You can talk to somebody and file a complaint.
Right, so there's no form that exists to file a complaint against a correctional officer?
Not at my office, no.
Not at your office.
No.
Where is the main sheriff's department?
This is the main sheriff's department.
Well, isn't that just convenient? Can't have any complaints about your actions as a public servant if it's virtually impossible for anyone to complain.
Hey, how are you? Good, how are you doing? Are you with the Limestone County Sheriff's Office?
Yes.
Just a quick question for you.
Okay.
I was told that there doesn't exist complaint forms to file a complaint against a deputy or a correctional officer in this case. Do you know that
Not a form.
like a form, like a complaint form, like somebody comes into the sheriff's department and says, hey, I want to file a complaint against deputy so-and-so.
Sure.
You just speak to a supervisor, there's no form you fill out?
Yeah. So, not that I know. There's not, because I'm just patrol deputy.
Okay.
If you do want to make a complaint, you can just
Speak to
call
a
up here
supervisor.
Monday through Friday and report it to our captain.
Ah, yes, I'm sure that is a wonderfully efficient process. If I, for example, wanted to make a complaint against the captain perhaps, who would I go to? The captain, of course, so he can look through it thoroughly and then excuse himself.
Hey, Josh.
Requested to talk with me,
Yes.
Sheriff.
Yes, sir. I would love to speak to you. That's basically everything that transpired, Sheriff.
Here's the deal, man. You're welcome to film and do everything. All right. I know what you're here for. You may get some reaction out of people. I'm gonna go talk to them and let them know that you can be here and you can do this. It's just part of it. But as long as you don't start harassing no one or sticking it up anybody's face, I don't care, man. You're welcome to be here. So,
Right. So,
I
but
would-
what do
I
you?
would talk to you.
Right. So I'm not looking for anybody to harass me. I'm not
Then what are
looking
you
for
doing?
anybody to intimidate me.
But are you trying? You're trying to provoke a reaction out of people. So
The sheriff completely misinterpreted Sean's intentions and reduced him down to a dumb YouTuber trying to get clicks. It seems he was incapable of comprehending First Amendment rights.
but he didn't do anything illegal, did he?
It's very concerning that you are the sheriff of this county and
can
you
say
don't.
what you want,
You
but
could
my
say you
employees
could say he
simply-
didn't do anything illegal.
He didn't.
He didn't do anything illegal. Well, I would consider it harassment, so I would consider it illegal. I would
Here's the
consider it
deal.
illegal. If
You
I
can
did
be
that to
here.
you, if I walked
Okay,
up to
listen to
you,
me.
so if it's not illegal, I can walk up to you and
Do you want to
get
listen
in your
to me or do
face,
you want
right?
to stand? Yeah. Is it, you don't bother me, but you're not going to do it to other people.
Okay, but I didn't
like
do
I'm
it to.
saying,
He
listen
came up to me. You saw the video,
I will
Sheriff.
go and I will-
It is very commendable what Sean deals with all the time, having dealt with so many of the corrupt cops. It should be clear by now that they're not willing to change their ways or uphold the law.
But what about
you can be here
recording?
as
Is
long as
what
you
about
start doing
recording is provoking anybody, Sheriff? Just recording in and of
So what
itself is
your
not
goal
provoking.
right here today?
My goal is to peacefully exercise my rights and to see how our public servants, including yourself,
To
Sheriff.
see if you can provoke.
No, to see how they react to us
Like I said,
engaging
you
in
are
a
free to
constitutionally
be
protected
here,
activity. It's
And I
scary
will
to me.
talk
You
to
took
my
an
employees
oath.
and let them
You are the
know.
sheriff of this county. You took an oath to uphold the Constitution.
I told you what
You're not going to have a civil conversation because one of your. It is. I'm not being argumentative. You're saying that I'm here provoking people, but you're not taking accountability for your officers who tried to provoke me and intimidate me.
That same sheriff and the correctional supervisor would later try to censor Sean's footage of that day, which is curious. If they didn't think they did anything wrong, then what are they so afraid of? Up next, we have an absolute Karen from hell who managed to become an officer and terrorize the local population.
There's no reason for you guys to put your hands on me and search me and do what you do because this is not Nazi Germany. This is the United States of America.
On September 12, 2018, the channel owner of San Joaquin Valley Transparency would be filming in public when a tyrannical policewoman set her eyes on him and decided to blow off some steam.
It's videotaping. Facility.
Why are you videotaping the facility?
It's my own purposes.
What's going on?
I don't answer questions.
Do you have any ID on you, bud?
I don't answer questions.
Okay. We got a call for a suspicious person, okay? Because this is kind of suspicious behavior.
Okay, what crime do you suspect me of committing?
So, before we act stupid, okay?
Is knowing your rights in filming while standing on a public sidewalk qualify as stupid to this cop?
Let's just talk about when you're standing in front of a facility that's a government building. When you're filming it like that, you caught the attention of the security guards, right? There might be some cause for concern for who you are and if you intend to do anybody any harm over here.
Well, I have no ill will.
All right, well, I can't take your word for it, okay?
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you to identify yourself.
Well, do you know that we're standing in a public property?
That's been
And
I'm
unless
the
you're,
police, okay?
I understand.
I'm investigating something right now.
Okay,
I'm
so am I.
officer.
Now run away, everyone. We're dealing with Sherlock Holmes over here. She managed to perform an impressive feat and somehow gain the power to bypass the US Constitution, because obviously that is the only way that she can demand ID, right?
You should know that unless I'm being suspected of a crime, I don't have to provide ID.
Well, until I can determine that you are not committing a crime, I'm gonna ask you for your ID.
Well, I think I'm gonna have to decline to that, ma'am. Do you have a what's your name and badge number?
You can decline. It's on my chest.
What's your name? I don't see your name in your chest.
Well, you haven't identified yourself to me either. So
I don't have to, ma'am. You're a government official. You're entitled to identify yourself.
fantastic.
Had this cop ever heard of innocent until proven guilty? Or did she just walk into the station one day and steal a uniform?
Let's not make a bigger thing than we have to.
It's not where I'm just doing a lawfully protected.
Can you identify yourself as a journalist then?
I don't have to, ma'am. This is the United States of America. No, I don't,
I
ma'am.
think you need to review the laws.
Maybe you need to review the laws.
Nope.
Maybe you need to review the laws, ma'am.
Okay. What's gonna happen?
Do you have a
is-
supervisor?
What's gonna happen is you're gonna identify yourself. If you choose not to identify yourself, because now I've asked you about 4 times.
It is easy for anybody to act tough and correct if they have a whole crew to gang up on one person, as this thug was about to prove.
What's gonna happen?
Then this is gonna rise to the level of obstruction of justice because I have to figure out
What crime? What crime do you
You
suspect
won't
me?
tell me what you're doing here.
I already
Your
told you,
behavior
ma'am.
is highly suspicious.
I already told you,
There's
ma'am.
No, you're not explaining.
Can I speak to your
anything.
supervisor?
If you simply identify yourself
Well, ma'am,
and explain what's going on here, then we don't have an issue.
I already
but I'm
told
gonna
you.
start to get aggravated
Well-
if you take up more of my time today. Do you understand?
well, ma'am,
Okay.
you're taking time for yourself. I'm a public citizen. I'm on a public sidewalk, recording a public building.
Now, if you are so easily angered simply because one guy with a camera won't immediately start kissing your feet, then maybe you shouldn't be a cop in the first place.
You to
Alright,
treat me,
come stand
ma'am.
over
Don't put your hands on me,
Come stand over
ma'am. Don't
So
put your
I'm
hands
gonna
on me.
pat
There.
you down for my safety.
Why are you, ma'am? Why are you? Am I being
Put
detained?
that down.
I'm,
You can't
ma'am.
have anything in your hands right now. Put that
I-
down. I'm ordering you to
I
put
do
that
not
out
consent
of
to
your
any
hand.
seizures or
Drop
searches.
that out of your hand now.
I do not consent to any seizures or searches.
That's fine. You don't have to.
What crime do you suspect me of committing?
Phone down. I don't want anything.
What time? What crime?
My safety.
Am I being
I'm
detained?
asking you to put that down.
She's patting you down for
I'm
weapons.
not
No
asking
problem.
you. I'm telling you.
Down for
I'm
weapons.
not
No
asking
problem.
you. I'm telling you.
being
I'm
detained?
asking you to put that down.
She's patting you down for.
This is what happens when you let a Karen into the police force. This lady thinks that by just being a cop, it means that she can play judge and jury with anyone she feels entitled to an answer from.
I guarantee you, you're gonna leave here before I do, and you're not gonna get my ID. I guarantee you, and you're burning me with your engine. You're burning me with your engine in my hand. Because this is for my safety, ma'am.
Hold your phone, have a seat.
This is for my safety. Do you have any body cams? She's.
Have a seat.
I cannot believe this. I cannot believe this. You failed to identify yourself as a government official. I demand for you to contact your supervisor right away.
I did not think it possible to be this big of a nuisance while being a police officer. She severely overestimated both her authority and capability.
What are you doing here today?
Sir, well, right now what we're doing is wasting our taxpayers' money and harassing a good citizen that's only gathering some content for a story. There's no reason for you guys to put your hands on me and search me and do what you do because this is not Nazi Germany. This is the United States of America. And I will be filing a formal complaint on you and you will be hearing from me. I promise. Sir?
Do you have an ID on you?
Sir? I do have an ID. I don't have it on me, and with all due respect, you should know that unless I'm being suspected of a crime, I do not have to provide that information. And
This man really set the record straight when it came to these officers behaving more like a tyrannical street gang than law enforcement.
We can do this very simply. We just want to make sure, verify who you are, okay? What you're doing is engaging in suspicious activity. We got called here.
so I'm being detained.
We're talking.
Am I being detained?
Yes, you're being-
Under suspicion of what crime?
We're investigating that right now.
Then you have no authority of detaining me. This should be a consensual. This should be a consensual conversation. No, what's your name and badge number, sir?
Here's the thing.
Listen, you don't speak for him. What's your name and badge number?
Can we?
I appreciate that, sir.
The worst part about this whole incident is that these officers, self-admittedly, don't even know what they're doing. They're just following along on the fact that this one Karen cop's ego was hurt. Up next, we have another audit case, this time gone horribly wrong with a highly illegal move used against the auditors.
Are you going to allow him to violate my rights this way?
He's telling you what to do.
On April 18th, 2018, another video by San Joaquin Transparency was uploaded, highlighting his experience at the Kern County Building for Jury Services in California, where he received shockingly unprofessional treatment from law enforcement.
Did we help you?
Yeah, I was just trying to get some information on jury services and
You
stuff.
have to turn the camera down. You're not allowed to record in the court building.
Is this public access though?
No.
It's not.
No, this is an official court building, so you're not allowed to record it. So I have to ask if you turn it off.
Well, it didn't actually say a sign outside.
Well, this is a court building.
Okay,
and
so
I'm gonna ask one more time if you wouldn't mind turn it off, and I'm happy to answer your question.
okay,
No.
my question is this: so if the
Please-
public,
please turn it off, and then I'll answer your question.
well,
Okay.
actually,
I gotta warn you one more time.
you can warn me a million times, brother, but it doesn't say that I can't record in here.
What is with these public government employees and their extreme phobia from being filmed by the public?
The court building.
But what I'm asking is this public access?
No.
This is not public access.
No, this
So
is for jurors.
if the public needs access to find out about jury services, they can't come in. They have to stay outside
Jurors
of the
that are
court.
summons, yes, can come in for jury duty. But if you have a camera, you're not allowed to bring it in.
But it doesn't say that outside.
It's a court building. You're not
Are you
allowed.
the supervisor?
Yes, I am. So I'm gonna ask one more time. Please turn the camera off, and I'm happy to answer your question.
Well, I just had one simple question, man.
Okay, turn the camera off, and I'm happy to answer.
I like how even after blatantly contradicting himself, the supervisor still doubled down on his position. It just goes to show it was never about following the rules, but simply waging an ego battle.
I'm just doing a story, man. Like for information to help people get information, like you know what I mean? How to deal with jury services and court services and stuff like that. It just seems odd that you're willing to answer a question, not on camera, but.
Maybe the supervisor was just feeling like a little shy princess that day. But unfortunately for the auditor, though, things were quickly about to go downhill.
No, we don't understand because if it's publicly accessible, we're allowed to go in and film in any corridor lobby. Because why?
There's private information in there. So if you walk in there, people are getting selected for a jury trial, right?
Right. Yeah.
They get picked and they're on a jury trial.
Right.
Private information. So if you know people that are possibly on a jury and you're filming it, that's private information. So,
Now this would be a sound argument except for one issue. This would still apply even if he didn't have a camera, given the fact that he still has two eyes that can still potentially see who is on a jury.
Well, I can go into any public accessible area in the court. Sure I can. Sure I can. And first of all, there's no juries in there right now for personal information.
well, I'm telling you, you can't. You understand?
No, I
Okay,
don't.
So I'll tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna call our attorney.
No. I'll tell you what you're gonna do.
Oh, you're gonna tell me what I'm gonna do?
If you want to call your attorney, go ahead.
We're gonna call our
But if all
attorney.
you're gonna do is not listen to what I'm saying,
Okay, do I have to listen to what you're saying?
Yes,
Why is
you
that?
do, because
You're
I'm
my
your
boss? You're my dad?
if
Are
that's
you
what
putting me
you
on your taxes? No.
if you want to go in there, listen.
The security guard became increasingly frustrated with the fact that the two auditors wouldn't just simply roll over for him, and unfortunately for them had to face consequences for it.
Don't talk to me in my ear like that, dude. Dude, he can't touch me.
Listen.
He can't touch me. He can't touch me like that.
We're giving you a choice.
Hey,
right
record
now,
this.
All right. You cannot record in there.
Okay.
If you record in there, you will be arrested. You understand?
Yes, yeah. Well, I understand, man, but I'm already outside, dude. Look at this. I'm already outside. And
What-
he's
what are
twisting
you
my
guys
hand.
doing here?
Dude, don't twist my arm like that, dude. You're hurting me. Please.
What-
You're hurting me. Look, I'm not.
Well,
I'm
the
not.
story is right now on how public
Dude, you're hurting me. Please let go of it.
violate a First Amendment.
Dude, I'm doing a peaceful protest, bro.
And you're going to be. He said.
When all else fails for these officers, they all quickly just resort to physically suppressing any citizen with a spine to stand up against them. And what is even more ridiculous was that none of this even took place inside the building they were so willing to protect.
Okay, man, that's fine, dude, but you're about to break my arm, man.
Let's
There's
go.
no need for that.
Go put your cameras in your vehicle.
Officer, what's your name and badge number, please?
So what are you guys gonna
Can you
do?
what is it? Can you help out this situation here? Look, I'll get off the property, dude.
He's a first responder. I do what he's
So he's gonna are you gonna allow him to violate my rights this way?
He's telling you what to do. He's telling you
And I agreed that I would do it.
No,
I'm gonna go.
What are you gonna do then? You didn't agree to anything.
I told you that I would get off the property and call my attorney, bro.
After you told me, I'm gonna tell
He just told you that
Dude,
right now.
I just.
You guys
It seems no matter what they said at this point, these officers were only interested in satisfying their own bloodlust.
Do you have a card? I need a card from every single one of you guys, man.
Our department doesn't issue them to us.
Okay, Walter's badge number what?
863.
863.
Like I told you, you guys
Finley.
are welcome to come in here. It is accessible to the public. Just with
No
that
body
camera.
cams on you guys?
Nope. Do you see anything?
I'm off the property. Now I'm on public. Now I'm on public, bro.
We're
I'm
on
on
a public
public property,
sidewalk.
bro. Why don't you know the
We're
First
on a
Amendment,
public
man?
sidewalk.
Why don't you know the
Now
First
you're trying
Amendment,
to say
dude?
we're on your property still?
If you guys want to leave,
You fucking hurt my
We
arm,
did
bro.
leave.
You
We
fucking
did
hurt my
leave.
arm.
We're
I'm
on
gonna
a
file a
fucking
lawsuit
public
against you.
sidewalk. And you're
Of course, they had no body cams on them. They wear the county symbol on their uniform, yet continuously work against the county public, all while making sure that no one can hold them accountable.
Hey, man, can you stay in between him and I, please? I don't feel safe around that guy, dude. Hey, Felipe. Hey, dude. I'm in Bakersfield. I just got assaulted by an officer.
No, you said it's not open to the public.
Officer Moreno,
Change
dude.
your words.
He
I got
fucking
it
grabbed
on
me by my
video.
arm, twisted it. He tried to break it, dude. And he took me to the sidewalk.
it is public accessible without the camera.
I am in Bakersfield, California, at the County of Kern Jury Services. 1661 Truxton.
Even though these cops crossed the line, there are still folks out there who stand up for the law, like this courageous person who called out what the officer did.
This thing, why are you doing this to me? I don't care. Good reason to stop him. I want to search the car. Good reason to tell him to get out of the car. Okay. Yeah, that's the information that you got from them? I got told that they in this car and they want to sniff on it. They need information to be open. Okay. So, all right.
The biggest evidence they had against the man was his skin color. We can hear the hate in his voice.
We have some reason to believe, sir, that there might be drugs in the car. So I'm going to ask you to step out. Okay? That has nothing to do with that. I had no idea your race until I got up here. I had no idea your race until I stopped you.
You stopped me for a tag.
Yep.
Now you're citing drugs.
Yeah.
I'm going to sue you.
Okay, go ahead and step out.
I'm
Go
not
ahead.
going to step out. I haven't committed a crime. I know the law. I'm very well informed of the law. I haven't committed a crime. I know the law. You initially pulled me over for a tag because I'm a black man in a Beamer. Now you're saying that I have drugs. I'm going to make you famous if you don't know it. I'm going to tell you, I'm a business owner. I deal with some of the biggest media conglomerates, platinum producers in the world.
Yeah?
I don't do drugs. I'm a business owner, bro.
Okay.
You're profiling me because I'm black and I'm in a Beamer.
Cops wrongly pulled over someone saying it was a tag issue while they just wanted to pin him with a drug charge.
If we don't have anything else, I'm about to burn.
I mean, we lost a nice and get out of the vehicle.
Okay.
These officers are pulling me over. They said it was a tag. Now they're saying that I have drugs. I have no drugs. I'm a business owner. I'm late to pick up my wife. Now they're trying to tell me that I have to step out. I haven't committed a crime. This is Matthew Wilson, CEO of Addictive Culture Entertainment. I'm going to pick up my wife. I got pulled over, cited by these officers, drugs in my car, and they are therefore allowed to do a search on my car. Now, I've told you that I have no drugs in the car. I've told you that I'm not getting out the car because I know the law. I haven't committed a crime. If you want to violate my rights further, I promise you, you're going to be famous.
And I'll tell you right now, I don't normally do this, but we have some drug detectives that were following you, and yeah.
Where'd they follow me from? Tell me.
Well, I don't have that information, but
I travel this road every day.
The person is revealed to be Matthew Wilson, who was head of an entertainment company, Addictive Culture. He gave them all the necessary information, to which the cop threatened it. He made the right decision by recording this incident.
get out of the car and we want to do a sniff on the car with the drug dog.
I'm not. You don't have. Call your supervisor.
Okay, I'll get.
Are you gonna violate my rights? I just told you call your supervisor. I'm late picking up my wife, bro.
And I can get information from other officers that tell me they have probable cause to do a sniff on your car.
Because I'm a black man in a Beamer.
I had no idea you were a black man until I stopped you.
I'm a black man in a Beamer.
Did not know with the tinted windows.
I don't care about whoever your supposed detectives are that follow. I'm going to make a case against you, and I'm going to win.
Okay.
You're profiling me because I'm black.
Has nothing to do with that.
You're profiling me because I'm black, bro.
You just happen to be black, and I just happen to be white.
You just happen to not be the first officer of white descent to call me a drug dealer because I'm in a Beamer. My family is rich. Okay. My family is rich. I don't have to sell drugs. We own construction companies, restaurants, entertainment businesses, houses, real estate, and all type of shit.
The cop could not stand that a person of color was in a nice vehicle and suspected him. Racism seems like the only explanation.
Will be
you can bring your dog all you want. You're gonna look stupid as fuck, I promise you. Okay. And I'm a suit. I don't have to sell drugs, bro. My family rich than a motherfucker. I ain't gotta sell nothing. I'm set for life. You about to find out. Watch. Racist motherfucker.
Matthew was frustrated over this absurd pullover by such a racist cop. Cops should be unbiased and uphold justice.
Because we're following them. So
you need to get out of the car.
Okay.
Sir? Excuse me, sir? The supervisor is on the way to talk to you, okay? But I do need you to exit the vehicle now.
I haven't committed a crime, so I'm not getting out the car. You're not gonna violate my rights. I know the rights. I understand that, we got lots of lawyers.
I appreciate that, sir. But
I didn't even have to give him my information and I cooperated. If I was a drug dealer, why not run?
Okay.
If I was a drug dealer, why did I give him my... I know the law. I don't even have to give him my information.
Well, you do.
Because I haven't committed a crime, bro. It's not a crime, bro.
Yeah, you have to give us
a civil court, bro.
Okay.
You have to give us your license for that.
Sir, we're asking you nicely. Legally speaking, we have the right. The Supreme Court has already decided we can ask you to get out of the vehicle. You choose to not get out of the vehicle is a criminal offense in itself. And we don't want to go that area, go that route.
Watch this.
Okay? So a supervisor is on the way, but you need to get out of that vehicle because if you don't, we're going to remove you from the vehicle and you'll be charged with a crime.
You'll be violating my rights and I'm going to see something out of it.
And that's your choice as an American citizen.
The police attempted to pressure Matthew out of his vehicle on nothing but a whim. It seems like their egos did not allow a person of color to be better off than them.
Hey, look, I'm going to let him search, y'all. Watch this. I want all y'all badge numbers and your name stuff right here. I want you to check everything in here. I'm gonna open up the trunk for you too.
I appreciate it. Just come this way, please. Just come
I'm opening up the trunk for you.
I don't want to touch your hands. No, it's okay.
No, I want y'all to see. Search. Have a good search.
I appreciate it.
Have a good search. Watch this, y'all.
It's nothing personal, man.
It's because I'm black and I'm in a Beamer, cuz.
Nothing about race.
Look at my family, rich as fuck. You about to find out.
What's that right there? You see that? December 16th of 2022.
So if it was a tag, you're citing that to me it's a tag. This individual told me that drug detectives were following me, bro.
That might be.
There's people out here doing 90 and 65. You chose to pull me over. You cited, I know the law, bro. I got lots of lawyers and lots of money. You told me it was a tag, but now all of a sudden, drug detectives follow me. From where? Where they follow? From a trap.
It's nothing about race.
They thought they could do whatever they wanted with Matthew, but he was firm and confident, even allowing them full access to the vehicle.
It's nothing about that. I understand your frustration. Have you had any good experience with officers?
What's your name and your badge number?
My name is Officer Zamora. Here, I'll give you my card as well. My name is Officer Zamora with the Broomfield Police Department. My badge number is 5042. Here's my card.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
What's your name and your badge number?
Officer Ehlers, badge number 5475.
What's your name and your badge number?
Jay Lingle, 574. Right. Like I said, it's nothing about disrespect. It's nothing about that.
The dog didn't find nothing because I don't have drugs.
Stay right here. I get you're agitated. I get it.
I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna just shut up.
All right, that's fine. That's fine.
Look at this, y'all. 5 of them. 5 cops. They all came for me. I'm a drug dealer.
Like I said, it's nothing out of disrespect. It's nothing personal. It's not because of race. It's nothing like that. I can promise you that.
Okay, so I'm gonna let you know what's going on now, okay? So my dog did indicate to the other narcotics in the vehicle, so we all gonna search the vehicle, okay?
5 cops were called on Matthew for no apparent reason. Now, little did the cops know they would not have their way with this law-abiding citizen.
Search my vehicle. That's my right.
Hold on.
That's my right.
Hold on.
I can watch him.
Hold on.
Search my vehicle. I'm right here. I'm right here.
You're not going to be right on his back.
I'm right here. Yeah, I'm right here.
Go back there.
So, I'm really not comfortable. You need to step back, please.
I'm not violating nothing.
He's got a body camera on, I got a body camera on.
Matthew was smart to watch them closely in case they planted drugs into his car. That is something that everyone should be careful of.
Life in America as a black man, y'all. I'm gonna make you famous.
Sir, you welcome to sit back in the vehicle. You want to wait out here for the supervisor, or you want to wait in the vehicle?
I want you to give me my ticket so I can go to my appointment and pick up my wife.
You don't want to
Man, you've already disrespected. You just lied. He just lied and said that his dog hit on my car. Did you find any drugs, sir?
No, sir.
I know you didn't. Because I'm not no dick. Man, give me my ticket.
Okay, if you want to take a seat back in the vehicle.
You are going to give him a ticket?
Well, fuck, it'll take you forever. I don't know if I want to give him a ticket. I didn't know about it. I thought, well, shit, the drug guy was going to some limit.
Hey, it's up to you. It's your discretion. I'll go ask him to see if he still wants a supervisor, but...
Yeah, go ask him.
Yeah.
It seems like you got on a good...
We're getting there. We're getting there. But if he doesn't want one, you want to just take
Yeah, I can do that.
After failing to find any drugs in his car, the police attempted to further inconvenience Matthew by calling their supervisor. An innocent man of color is targeted because of racism by the very people that are supposed to prevent it.
I have a question.
What's your question, sir?
For him.
Yep.
Because he's the guy that approached me.
You want to step out, or you?
You said that somebody gave you intel that I was a drug dealer and drug detectives followed me?
They gave me intel to stop a car, to identify you, and then also to sniff the car.
Who is these individuals that told you this? I have a right to know. My lawyer. I have a question.
What's your question, sir?
For him.
Yep.
Because he's the guy that approached me.
You want to step out, or you?
You said that somebody gave you intel that I was a drug dealer and drug detectives followed me?
They gave me intel to stop a car, to identify you, and then also to sniff the car.
Who is these individuals that told you this? I have a right to know. My lawyer.
He is just a racist, sour loser. The cop at this point panicked because Matthew knew his rights.
But then you said I was a drug dealer, so under suspicion of having narcotics in me.
Because I was going to let you go on a warning with the tag, and then that's why I asked you if you had any narcotics.
But why? Because I was black?
Has nothing to do with
Because
that.
black people always have drugs?
No.
It must be because black people always have drugs.
I had no
That's
idea
why.
what your race was until I got up to you, sir.
Okay, but when you got up to me, it seemed that it was a black man behind the wheel of this brand new Beamer.
It was already suspicious that there was...
Matthew walked away from this encounter knowing that he didn't let anyone take his rights away. It is unclear whether Matthew sued them afterwards, but one thing is for sure, he taught these corrupt cops a very well-deserved lesson. They will think twice before misusing their power again. Let's look at how a police officer in London attempted to misuse his power to avoid a parking violation on double yellow line.
Bro, it's a double yellow line, bro.
It's a police car.
No, but it's a double yellow line. Why is your rules different from ours? Why is your rules different from ours?
Is that to go charge somebody?
You have to go charge someone.
Right.
Brother, look, it's a double yellow line. It's unacceptable, bro.
Who do you work for?
Who do I work for?
Yeah.
Who do I work? You don't know who I work for? London. That's who I work for, London. Are you a police officer, sir?
So you...
Are you a police officer?
I am, yeah.
Can I see your warrant card, please?
The police officer attempted to use his power to get his car released without a ticket.
What police station? Oh, Mr. Christopher Dixon.
Yeah.
You've arrested me before, you know?
What?
Yeah. You've arrested me before. Tell me one good reason why I should take this clamp off.
I tell you what. Let me call the supervisor.
You're gonna call your supervisor? That's your sergeant you're gonna go call.
The officer is identified as Christopher Dixon, who had arrested the person recording the encounter once before. This was just a case of sweet karma. Now, it is unclear what followed this incident, but one thing is clear: everyone is equal when it comes to the law. Now, while these past cases were pretty bad, the next one is of a cop turned into a cold-blooded criminal. In 2006, an anonymous caller reported a suspicious person trying to enter her residence. He was identified to be Jeffrey Palo, a Bloomington police officer sergeant and father of 3 children. Since then, his many crimes, which included stalking and assault, have been exposed, dating back to December of 2002. Let's look into what he was brought into questioning for the next day.
I have to read your rights first. I monitor this. At this point, you're not free to go. At this point, I'm under arrest. I'm not free to go. I'm under arrest. Well, we're in a custodial situation. That's why I'm going to read you your rights, right? Because you came down here in their car. I don't know where we're going to go. I don't know. Well, last night, all right, there was an issue that came up, right? Out on the southwest side of town, right? You know what I'm talking about? I want to hear what you have to say about it, and I'm really hoping there is a good explanation for it all.
The detective seemed to be very disappointed that one of his own officers could be arrested in such a manner. Mr. Palo was arrested for suspicious activity the day prior.
Looking at the lake down there. Again, I drove down there. I couldn't sleep. All right, houses come up for sale in that area all the time. I'm interested in buying my mother-in-law a house. She lives up in Greeley. She's poor. She's on fixed income. I wanted to move closer to us. Houses come for sale. There's a townhome right there for sale. It won't work, but anyway, I was looking to see what kind of access went down to that lake. That's all. Leaving. Where'd you park it? I don't know the name of the street. But it wasn't right there where you were at. It was by the lake. That lake goes behind those houses. You know, you understand how difficult the situation this is for everyone involved, including yourself, really. Yes, I understand. And
at this point, Palo started to make excuses to why he was at the residence, but the detective looked past the facade.
We don't, as police officers, we don't walk around at 12:30 at night in the morning, walking in between the houses. I didn't walk between the houses. I was by the lake. I couldn't keep going, so I walked up between the houses. That's it. I mean, that is it. That's it. Think about what you're telling me. I am thinking about what I'm telling you, the truth. I went down there and looked.
The detective tried to assess the motive behind him being present at the residence, unbeknownst to him, as he was sitting with a monster.
All right, what they called him wasn't me. All right, Dave said last night somebody knocked on somebody's door. I didn't knock on anybody's door. I did not knock on anybody's door. I did not knock on anybody's door. I don't know what else you're trying to allege here. I don't want to jump to some kind of conclusion. Right? All this isn't about because I walked up from that lake up between those two houses. Absolutely. I'm sorry. But I don't understand what you're saying. The only time I walked between those two houses was when I was walking from the lake and up. But that's where you and that's when I met Zimmer. That's where you and Officer Zimmer differ in what you said. But whatever the lady was scared of, it wasn't me. It was you. How could it be me? The only time I was between the houses when I walked up and Zimmer was there, she'd already called. Jeff, Zimmer had already been.
Now, Palo tried to use denial and anger to try to convince the detective of his innocence. He was hoping, like every other time, that he would get away with it this time as well.
What color was your shirt? Dark. What about your short? I can wear my black shorts. Okay. Were you carrying anything else with you? No. Nothing. Nothing. What were my car keys? Where were they at? My pocket. Jeff, I've always liked you. I understand. And you understand how difficult this is I understand how difficult it is for you and everybody involved.
The detective realized that his clothing description and explanation were different from the one that Officer Zimmer gave. Palo was digging his own grave.
You can tell me why David Zimmer would lie about this situation. Because I'll tell you what, he's freaked out too. Because you're one of his mentors, all right? You're one of his mentors. I don't know how I freaked him out. You don't know how he freaked out? Well, I mean, he couldn't even hardly talk. He was so upset by the situation. He talked about how you were, training sergeant. Right. And I mean, we looked up to you. All right, I understand it, all right? And, okay, so getting back to the question, is there any reason why...
The detective felt let down as one of their own younger officers. Palo didn't seem to care about the fact that Zimmer was terrified, bringing his mental state into question.
It was Officer Zimmer. I just kept walking right toward him. But my initial thought was, it was someone that lived there. I was like, oh, that's it. Yeah, it's not it. That's it. It's not it. That's it. Because the scenario doesn't fit. And you know the scenario doesn't fit. That's it. And here comes also, but I think you've seen me interview enough people that I'm just letting you know what it is. No, I understand. Something is wrong. That doesn't make sense. Obviously, it doesn't make sense. I'm just being real with you, Jeff. I understand. I don't know what else to tell you. I wasn't doing anything wrong. I did not. The only time I went between those houses is when I walked up and met Officer Zimmer. I did not do anything to anybody anywhere last night. Period. All right, I don't know what you're trying to allege here. I did not do anything to anybody at any point in time. All right, I'm not looking in someone's windows. I'm not doing any of that. I walked down by that way. That's what you said.
The detective feels upset that someone who's worked with them for the past 17 years was blatantly lying about the encounter. Palo's body language and tone clearly shows that he is guilty and he is hiding the real reason.
Whoever it was, I have no goddamn clue. I have no goddamn clue whatsoever. I don't know that I said I don't know how else to say it, all right? All right, the truth is the truth. I've already told it to you, and that's that. I don't know what else to do. Excuse me for getting pissed off here, but I didn't do anything wrong. All right? I did not do anything wrong. Period. I don't know how else to put it. I don't know how else to do it. I don't.
Palo, now realizing the detective might be catching on, uses anger and a brash tone, further proving his guilt.
And I'll just tell you, I'll tell you point blank. I don't think the story is exactly the way you're telling it. I don't know what Dave Zimmer told you. All right, I don't know what his perception of it was. But the only time his perception is right on, Jeff. His perception is right on. Exactly right on. Again, here's the real story of it all, Jeff. You're the one who has to answer for it, not David Zimmer. I didn't do anything wrong. And I had no ill intent. All I did was walk in that lake and up between those houses. All right? Now that I'm sitting in an interview room getting accused of being a criminal, obviously I should have turned and walked back 50 feet and walked up onto the cul-de-sac that's right now. Cul-de-sac. Yeah, cul-de-sac's right there. Obviously you should have done what? You should have walked all the way back to where there's no houses. I walked up to the cul-de-sac. Obviously that's what, looking back on it, perhaps that's what I should have done. Oh my God. It's not anything wrong.
The detective now had enough evidence and confronted Palo with the facts.
That's what happened. You put all the things together, Jeff. That happened. All right. I get it. And you come up to a conclusion. How it may seem is not, it's just a coincidence. It's just a coincidence. I didn't do anything wrong last night. I didn't do anything to anyone. Again, you didn't do anything to anyone. I didn't do anyone.
He sounded like a broken record, further proving his guilt more and more, even mentioning he had not hurt anyone. This potentially hinting that he had done more things like this.
Sir, that did not occur twice. That did not occur. And then you turning and walking away. Did I turn? Your hands right here, and he says, "Stop! Show me your hands." And he has, and I mean, you've been in the ERU. I understand. You have been in. You're a weapons guy. You're a former military. I understand. And you're telling me you didn't know somebody had a gun pointed at you? He's back there. I wasn't paying attention to that. You weren't paying attention to someone. He said, "Stop, please." I said, "Oops, it's the play." I turned and walked on that. All right. You know, he's obviously on a call. There's problems here, Jeff. There's all kinds of problems. And I'm not here to sit here and tell you that it's all rosy and all that kind of stuff, but no. And you know where I'm coming, because I told you. I am not buying what you're telling me. For 1 second. You know that I've done this for a long time.
Even so, these tyrants fail to learn from their mistakes and make irreversible mistakes, just like this idiot cop who attempted to incriminate a lawyer.
Somebody's house. This is not a normal place for people to be parked.
Okay.
And I am asking you to identify yourself.
Okay.
Okay? And you have to, by law, identify yourself. I need your ID, sir, to verify who you are.
I have to identify myself if you suspect me. Florida, is this a Terry stop? Am I being detained?
You are, right now. Yes, you are.
Under suspicion of what crime, sir?
Loitering and prowling.
You know what loitering is? Under the statute, loitering?
Here's what's going to happen. You're going to give me your driver's license here in a minute, or you're going to go to jail for resisting.
Okay.
I'm being honest with you.
I'm going to give him a license, then I'm going to file an internal affairs complaint on you for violating my Fourth Amendment
totally
right.
allowed to do
Name and badge number, sir?
My name's Munson, MONSON 544. We're recording.
Thank you, I appreciate that. I'm going to give you my Florida investigator's license, which is acceptable to identify myself. This is incredible. You deputies have no problem violating people's rights, man. Apparently, you took an oath to defend the Constitution, correct? Is that correct? Yeah.
As you can see, the officer unnecessarily threatens Mike when he has absolutely no right to do so.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. What county is this? Alachua County? Do you all violate citizens' rights all the time? No response to that, deputy? No response to that. Suspects me of no crime. I haven't broken the law. Under the threat of arrest, has required to give me identification. Now somehow my identity is going to quell his suspicion of whatever it is he has of me. Can you call a supervisor on scene for me, please?
If you want to sit around and wait for a supervisor, we're more than happy to do that.
Well, you got no problem sitting here detaining me.
Do you want to sit around and wait for a supervisor?
I asked for a supervisor. I'd like for you to call a supervisor. I'm glad you got a smile on your face while you're violating my rights. Did you take an oath to the Constitution, deputy?
I did.
Ought to be ashamed of yourself. Unbelievable. I suggest you refresh yourself on the law and what reasonable suspicion is. You go ahead and smile now. I will be filing an internal affairs complaint against you. Not that your corrupt internal affairs will do anything about it. Apparently you boys in blue don't know how to break that line.
Mike attempts to explain the law to the officer, but he continuously makes excuses to justify his violation of Mike's rights as a citizen.
31 to 69 is 5429. Valid Class A CDL license expires 2021. You need the number?
54. Anyone from the vehicle?
So now you're illegally running me through David. Boys just don't know how to
there's
uphold
no
the law.
public records exemption on tags, right?
Public what?
There's no public
Yeah, but you
record
also
exemption
know
on
there's a
tags.
state you have to have a reasonable cause to run my tag through David. That's why that state trooper, that's why the Florida Highway Patrol trooper got sued, right?
Okay, sir, listen. If I ran your emergency contact, looked at your emergency contact information,
Just a minute.
that we're not on.
6429 with a valid decal till October 31st.
You know, we got stuff.
May I
going on
ask why
cars
you're
that
running my
automatically
tag?
run your
619, go ahead.
Because you're parked in front of a house you do not live in.
Is that
That's the
suspicious?
bottom line.
Is that suspicious?
It's very suspicious. You don't even live here. You're
Oh,
telling
in
me
this
you're from
time
out
and
of town.
age, right, with terrorists and everything, right? At this time and age.
Okay. You need to move your vehicle out from in front of your house.
Why?
So you need to move your vehicle out from your house.
So you're saying it's illegal for me to sit there?
Is there even a shoulder? You're parked in the grass. Is there even
It's
a
an
shoulder
easement,
there?
33 feet from the center line.
Okay, trailer.
Are you giving me a lawful
You're free to
command?
go. You can go. Or you can wait for the supervisor to come.
I'm going to wait for the supervisor.
Please do. Don't go back in your vehicle.
Why can't I go back in my vehicle?
Because I'm standing out here and I don't know what's in your vehicle. If you want us to stand here to wait for a supervisor, I'm good with that. But because the way you're acting, I'm not going to let you get back in your vehicle unless you're leaving. Because I don't know what's in your vehicle.
So can I not stay on the side of the road?
You can get in your vehicle and you can leave.
But I can't get in my vehicle and sit there.
Or you can stand right here and wait for the supervisor because I don't know what's in your vehicle.
Are you going to stay here and wait as well?
I'm going to stand right here and wait with you.
All right. So once again, once the supervisor leaves and you leaves, am I allowed to sit there and stay there? That's a simple yes or no question.
Why are you sitting here?
I am working.
Okay, where are you working?
That's none of your damn
business. Had
business.
this much problem.
None of your damn. You know why? Because you don't have people who know how to stand up for their rights and can't stand arrogant, illegal acting cops. That's why. You've came here. You've required me to show ID when I didn't have to. I'm sitting on the side of a road. I haven't broken a law, and you abused your authority. That gun and that badge doesn't give you abusive rights.
Can I just ask you a quick question?
Sure, go right ahead.
Do you have a house?
Do I have a house?
Do you live somewhere?
No, I live under a fucking rock.
See, now you're being sarcastic, and I'm just asking you honest questions. You're
What
getting
do you
upset. I'm not even
think?
So you live in a house. You got private property, right? So you, in your experience,
yeah.
If somebody was parked right in front of your house, like that vehicle is,
yeah.
Would that rouse your suspicion?
Perhaps, yeah.
Would you call law enforcement?
No.
You'd probably go out and handle it yourself.
Probably.
Would you arm yourself and go out there and do it?
May or may not.
Okay, well, not everyone has that courage, sir. They're not as brave as you. So that's when they call us, because this is who we swore our oath to, the citizens of El Hadso
Okay.
County.
All right, let's make it serious. Let's talk to each other, two gentlemen, okay? You do understand the Fourth Amendment, right, Deputy? What does the Fourth Amendment guarantee?
I'm not going to sit here.
See, you don't want to talk about something, you're going to lose that.
You keep shutting me down. I'm trying to explain to you what's
No,
going on.
you're not. You're avoiding it. I'm answering your questions, and you don't want to answer mine. I have a Fourth Amendment right guaranteed by the U.S. Constitution that says I am free from illegal search and seizures. There is Florida statute which states in order for me to ID myself, again, listen to me carefully, in order for me to be required to identify myself in the state of Florida, I must A, be under arrest, or B, you must have RAS or PC that I have committed a crime or am about to commit a crime.
Exactly.
You have none of those standards. You have come here and say...
You didn't even listen to me. You didn't listen to what I
all right,
said.
then
I
go
tried
ahead.
to explain this very nicely to you, sir.
Suspicion.
I have, and that's all I need. Reasonable suspicion that a crime is or about or has been committed.
Am I in bizarro world, or is this deputy not understanding the English language?
The cop now proceeds to lie about how he had suspicion of a crime on Mike, and it was confirmed by his ID.
How did identifying me ease your assessment that I was about to commit a crime? You can't answer that, can you? That's why you turn away and you laugh, because you know that you've been caught in an illegal act.
What? Stand over in front of my car, please.
I'm not under and still detained. You have no control or
Then
custody
leave.
over me.
You're not coming
I don't.
near me.
You don't tell me what to do.
I'm telling you, you're not coming near me. You're gonna.
I'm not coming near you. I'm looking to see what this deputy. Make sure you don't get a rifle with me. You know, you cops aren't known for people. So back to my point where you were embarrassed because I caught you in a, yeah, because you can't state a crime that you suspect me of committing. You want to say suspicion. Suspicion is not a crime. Loitering, which is also contempt of cop, that standard's also not met, because under the Florida statute, you must give me a reason to articulate why I'm in the area I am. I explained to you that I'm an investigator and I'm working. So that quells your interest. A lot of people see you on YouTube.
That's fine.
Yeah, I know it's fine. I've got no problem with it. I'm not the one that got to go home tonight and pretend I'm a hero, go to my family tonight and pretend I'm a hero, protecting people's rights in this world that we live in with all the terrorism and everything.
Yeah, you're not being salty at all.
Yeah. Like you deserve any better. I tell you what, I'm gonna just go wait up at my vehicle.
Yeah, sir, listen to me. Do not go. I do not know what's in your vehicle.
I didn't say in. I did not say
you're
in.
Gonna either wait here or you're gonna leave. You're not going in that near that vehicle.
I'm just gonna go stand
You're not
over there.
going near that vehicle. I do not know what's in that vehicle, and the way you're acting right now, I don't trust you. You're gonna either stand here wait for the supervisor, or you're gonna tell me you're gonna leave, and then we're gonna get in our car and leave.
Am I being detained?
How would you like to? What did I just tell you? You can leave, but then we're leaving. That's the bottom line. If you're going back to the vehicle, we're gonna get
Go
out.
ahead and leave. I'll wait for the supervisor.
She's not coming up here by herself. I can tell you that right now. She's not, and I would not allow her
I'm
to come
such
up
a
here by
scary guy. You have no problem with this officer's illegal actions, officer? He's not violating my Fourth Amendment? How come you all automatically say it's arguing? I'm just asking you a question. And because you don't want to answer it, you want to classify it as arguing. Does it sound like we're arguing? Or does it sound like I'm trying to communicate with you and ask you a question? You want nothing to do with that, right? Incredible. Tax dollars hard at work, gentlemen.
The supervisor finally arrived, and Mike chose to explain the matter to her instead.
How you doing, ma'am?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing well. My name is Mike Hoffman.
Okay, I'm Sergeant Phillips.
Your ID number, Sergeant Phillips?
409.
Okay. Has this officer explained to you what's happened?
It's my understanding someone called in about your vehicle being parked on private property.
Okay.
All right. And then that you weren't happy with the way they were handling it. And so
Okay.
they called me.
May I ask you, is what I'm doing sitting here, is that a crime?
If this is private property, yes.
Okay. It's public easement, is it not?
Without looking at...
You know what public easement is,
I know
correct?
what an easement is,
Okay.
yes.
All right. Now, you're a sergeant, so I know you've been on the force for a while.
Correct.
I'm sure, although not semantically accurate with the law, you're probably accurate enough to know how far easement goes off the road. And the fact that someone pulled right off the shoulder is on public easement. I mean, if you would give me that much? Okay. Let's go with this. Let's assume that I'm on public easement. Where I'm parked, is that a crime?
Well, let me ask you this. Do you have a purpose for being here?
I do. So now these deputies are going to try to find a reason to jam me up. Okay, so do you agree with what I just said?
Well, like you said, we're here for a reason. Okay?
I don't disagree.
All right. So when we make contact with someone, that's the first thing we do is identify them so we know who we're out with.
That's your policy. I agree with that. But again, I'm talking about the law when he has a right to demand under the color of authority code, U.S. Code 18, Section 242, which is deprivation of rights under the color of law. When you all put that badge on and take an oath, you become what's under the color of law. You have authority given to you. And he must meet certain requirements in order to use that authority under the color of law. What he did was threaten me with arrest if I did not give him ID. I articulated to him that he had to have certain standards met to demand ID from me. Isn't that correct?
At any point, have you given them ID or no?
I had to. He said he's going to lock me up. He said he was going to arrest me.
Okay, so you provided ID. Obviously,
under the threat of being arrested.
Okay, so obviously we know who you are.
Yes.
All right, and you said you would explain to me your purpose for being
I'm
here,
an
right?
investigator, as I explained to him.
Private investigator?
That's correct. Before I gave him my ID, I said, look, I'm an investigator, I'm working.
Despite Mike's protests, even the sergeant seemed to walk around the facts that he threw at them.
I know in the past when we
What?
have a... I'm sorry?
I never asked you where you're working.
Okay, would you like me to stop the video?
hold on.
You want to stand fast on that, deputy?
Listen, I'm standing here to help. Okay, just...
Yeah, but he just told a lie.
Okay, well, I know in the past when people are working as a private investigator, they will call our communications
yes.
to let them know I'm out here at this address, so we don't get calls like this, right? So we could have avoided this whole
Well,
situation.
no, that's not necessarily true, and you are correct. That's something we normally do. It is a courtesy. It's not a requirement.
Right.
But I have found in the recent past, irregardless if I call in or not, I'm approached. I've had deputy tell me it doesn't make a difference if you called in. I have to come out and approach you. So it does no good to call in, and at times calling in has got me burnt on cases. So I use my discretion on whether I'm going to call in or not. This wasn't my starting point, so you know, normally when you do call in, it's from a starting point. I can't call in every time I go mobile.
Move location?
Correct,
Okay.
yes ma'am. So it would be a nuisance for me to call 5 or 6 times when my subject goes mobile. You know, okay, now I'm at this location. It's you know what I'm saying?
You're here on a job, and I know you said you won't tell us who you work for or whatever. Is there any way that we can confirm? You looked it up on the public appraiser's website, and of course, the easement somewhere here doesn't exactly identify who.
On state roads, it's 33 feet from the center line.
This isn't a state road.
Let me finish. I believe on county roads, I know I'm right on state roads. I believe county roads is 13 feet. I believe. You know, so I state that because I'm not absolutely sure. State roads, 33 feet. So, again, you know, it's no sense in
Right, like I said, I
here,
want to move forward at this point and try to resolve it. Obviously, like I said, they were here on a call. She's, you know, a mom, young kids. She's saying, I guess there's a bus stop right down here.
I have no problem with none of that.
So when they show up and make contact with you, they have a right to ask for your identification.
Ask. They have a right to ask. He does not have a right to threaten me with arrest, which he did.
Well, honestly, right when they show up on a call and they ask for your ID and you refuse to give it to them when they're here for a lawful reason, that could be considered resisting without. That is an arrestable offense.
I know the subsection for resisting without violence. It's not. See, do you see where I'm going with this? You know, I'm an activist. I'm pretty well versed in the laws. I do this in my personal life.
Mike, now extremely frustrated, once again explained the law to the very people who are chosen to enforce it.
What I'm asking you to do is, for the future, please take 15-20 minutes today, research the law, and I'll give it to you one final time. In the state of Florida, the statute says to demand, not ask, to demand ID, you must have reasonable articulable suspicion that I've committed, or PC, that I've committed a crime or I'm about to commit a crime.
Right, and we don't know why you're here if you are about to commit a crime until we identify who you are.
Do you know what that means? You don't get to use that as an excuse. Reasonable articulable suspicion means you must be able to articulate what crime I've either committed or about to commit. You don't get to say, oh, well, we think you might commit a crime, you might be a bank robber, you might be wanted, you might be a child molester, you might be just a...
Which, like you said, though, you understand our concern when we pull up and don't know why.
I do, but I also expect you of taking an oath to the Florida Constitution, the U.S. Constitution, and being a servant to the citizens. I expect you to uphold the law because you guys take every opportunity to say that I'm enforcing the law. But when I see officers break the law, they're not so quick to stand fast on it. And that's what that deputy has done. He has broken the law by violating my constitutional rights. And I know that's maybe all, we can just brush that aside, that's no big deal. We're doing what we're supposed to do. I'm asking you to really look deep into it, what I'm saying. We're losing our way in this country, deputy. Citizens' rights are getting violated. Citizens are getting killed. This guy wouldn't even let me go back to my vehicle. He acted like I was a terrorist.
All right.
So we're done. I appreciate it.
I guess, are you going to move?
I'm going to stay there. Okay. I have a legal right to be there.
Okay.
I'm not, and normally if I see a person come out,
you'll get out and talk.
I'm like, hey, I'm an investigator, here's my license. I show them my ID real quick. Number one, they're not law enforcement. But I want to put them at ease. I understand. If some knucklehead was parked in front of my house,
you would call too.
No, I wouldn't.
Or you go out.
Damn right.
But a female home by herself probably
I understand that. And that's why I try to do everything. If I saw her, ma'am, I'm an investigator. If you feel comfortable, call the sheriff. If that makes you feel more comfortable, here's my license, you know. Because I don't want this.
Right. Well, I don't either.
You know. But, you know, I appreciate your time very much. I asked you two things. I'd like you to research the law. And if you verify what I said is true, I want him counseled. I will be doing a PRR on his video and audio, and I will be filing an internal affairs complaint because I believe I'm steadying my claim. Thank you for your time, man. Is it okay for me to go to my vehicle? Okay, thank you.
This case really showed us how arrogant officers can be in their assessments and wrongdoing, and how their superiors, instead of correcting them, choose to accommodate them and undermine justice. Much like this case, this next one also involves a cop wrongfully detaining an innocent person, except this time it escalates even further.
My wife was intimidated by Officer Trochesay to the point where she called me.
On September 18, 2022, 62-year-old Randy Hall was arrested at his home in yet another wrongful arrest case. The set of events that led to his arrest in a $25 million lawsuit will appall you.
Didn't read us our rights. Didn't have to. Really? Okay, I didn't know you could be arrested with that.
I mean, what I did. You have a warrant out for your arrest for interference with public officers.
Not only did the officers arrest Hall, but prior to his arrest, they had come to his home and harassed his wife regarding her information due to an accident that she was in.
My wife was intimidated by Officer Trochesay to the point where she called me. I asked him on the phone, as I was in El Campo 90 miles away, this occurred on September 2nd, that he either provide a warrant or I would take this up with the police chief the next day. No one offered any assistance for our children. He asked how old are our children. We said they were minors. They were 15, 13, 11, and 10. He said, they'll be all right. Police department can do whatever they want to do, whenever they want to do it, at anyone's home or anyone's business. And if that doesn't scare everyone, it should.
While in this case, the cops commit crimes at the expense of innocent citizens, in this next case, the cop failed to harm anyone while breaking the law.
Okay, how about you honoring your oath then, and then upholding the law?
On December 9th, YouTube channel Awakening the Masses published a video in which a man notices an officer of the law committing a crime. As the deputy has committed a crime, the man decides to confront him about it.
Hey, Deputy Alexander?
Yeah.
How you doing, buddy?
Good, yeah.
How you doing, buddy?
Good.
Can I ask you a question? What is your opinion on officers, law enforcement officers' ability to break the law and not be held accountable to it? No? Do you think it's okay that you made an illegal U-turn, failed to signal, didn't use your lights just to come in here to get lunch? I know that. I'm saying you failed to use your lights. Not that it would be an emergency, but since you were going to make an illegal U-turn, if you were to use your auxiliary lights, I would understand. You're not going to comment. You don't have an opinion that it's okay that you get to break the law, but yet you. Okay. How about you honoring your oath then, and then upholding the law? Would you do the right thing in this situation and write yourself a citation for violation of law? I'm not asking you to comment. I'm asking you to take action. I'm asking you. No, sir. All right. Now I'm changing my statement. I'm asking you, as a law enforcement officer, a sworn deputy in Duval County, which is sworn to uphold the law, you yourself knowing that you witnessed the actions that I stated, that the fact that you made an illegal U-turn, you failed to signal, no, sir, it's not an opinion. I have it on video. So you're not willing to acknowledge that you broke the law even.
And finally, watch this dumb cop get schooled by another ex-cop. How embarrassing.
Thefts in this community, okay? You can do that.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Tiffany, we've had thefts in the community, okay? And you don't live here.
Do you have a reasonable suspicion?
The reasonable suspicion is that the possibility that you could be a thief in this area.
I have explained to you what I'm doing.
I want to know who I'm dealing with. You could be an accident. Okay.
So could you?
Yeah. No, not in my uniform.
Yes,
I'm
you
at
could.
work.
No. There have been plenty of cases where officers have broken the law.
Okay.
Let's not pretend. Nobody is perfect.
I'm not breaking the law. I'm asking you for your so you can show me your identity, and I can walk away from here and give you your.
Are you issuing me a
not
civil
this second.
citation?
No, not this second.
Am I being detained, or am I free
You're
to go?
not being detained. You can leave if you want to. Yes.
Okay. Thank you. But if I'm free to go, I'm free to stay.
No, you're not free to stay.
Yes, I am.
Because
is this a public street?
You're suspicious in this area.
Okay.
I don't know if you're getting ready to go in this lady's house and steal anything.
You have approached
or this lady's house or anything.
You have approached me.
You want to leave?
You have approached me.
You got one or two options. You can leave.
You have approached me, and I have explained what I am doing. I am playing a game on my phone. So you think I'm a liar?
Excuse.
So I'm a liar then.
Let me tell you this, okay?
Well, this cop was a real sweetheart, keeping the community safe from axe murderers, who just happen to look like guys playing games on their phone, because clearly that's the real threat.
You're saying I deal with 90% of the worst people, 90% of the time, 10% worse people, okay?
Yes, yeah, I understand. Your sense of trust is gone completely.
No, it's not there.
But I'm asking you to obey the law. I'm asking you to obey the law.
I am obeying the law.
No, you are not. You do not have a reasonable, articulable suspicion.
Yes, I do.
What is your reasonable, articulable suspicion that I am about to commit, have committed, or will commit a crime?
You are in an area.
What is your reasonable, articulable suspicion that I have committed, will commit, or about to commit a crime? No, sir, I'm not.
Stay there.
Now am I being detained, sir?
Now you're in violation of traffic law. On top of being in a neighborhood where you don't live. You live on Ridge Street, right?
Which traffic law am I in violation of, sir?
You're violation of registration right now.
How so?
Because this is on a white minivan and the tag comes back to a green car.
Well, I can't. That's what we were issued. But if I'm in violation, please issue me a citation.
Let me see your registration, proof of insurance, and ID.
Can I get in my thing?
Yep, go ahead.
Clearly, this cop was just grasping at straws at this point, looking for any reason to punish this guy. And unfortunately, he found a mistake in his registration to pin on him.
No, you can come around.
He's not gonna roll it down. He's wanting to argue the point about everything. He sits here in front of me.
No, I just want you to obey the law.
It has nothing to do with obeying the law.
Yes, it does. I'm on a public street.
Yeah, you're on a public street, but you don't live here.
So
you just
what?
sit in front of somebody's house. I don't know if you're getting ready to take something out of this lady's house.
And I don't know if you're getting ready to shoot me, which is why I put the video camera on.
Sir, your insurance is expired. It says 5/23/2021. At least this card is.
Let me find the correct insurance then.
Okay. If you get it, just hold it out the window and one of these deputies will get it from you. Get your registration back.
Thank you.
All I wanted to do was make sure you were who you said you were.
I understand that,
okay.
But what does my ID have to do with making sure the area is safe? Is the area any more safer now that you've identified me?
Yes, and I'm going to tell you how.
Okay.
The explanation that I'm fixing to give you is the reason why I do what I do. Okay, this area, now that I have your ID, the area, if something does happen, something could happen, there's a possibility of a already known suspect now that was in the area prior to anything happening.
The cop would force the user to pull out his insurance first, only to not give a hoot about it and go on to perform mental gymnastics and explain to the user why he had to stop him so badly.
So if something happens tonight or the next day or something like that, who's the strange people in the area? That would be you, okay? We will come and talk to you. We will commit an investigation.
Why don't you come and talk to me when you have suspicion of an actual crime?
Sir,
sitting on the side of the road is not suspicion of a crime.
Yes,
this is a road. What crime is sitting on a public road?
Do you know anybody in this subdivision?
As a matter of fact, I do.
Okay. Why aren't you sitting in front of their house?
Because I already sat in front of their house. I explained to you this is a GPS game. You understand GPS, I know.
I understand GPS, and I understand people doing all these games. But if you want to be hard with me as far as
I'm not trying to be hard. I want you to obey the law. You as a corporal,
my duty.
As a corporal,
I'm glad you know my job better than I do.
I don't know your job better than you do, but I do know the statute for identify. I was not committing
the statute for identifying yourself is anybody over the age of 18 has to have a document in their possession of who they are at all times.
But I don't have to give it to you.
When you are asked and requested by a officer, you do have to give it to
unless you are issuing me a civil or a criminal citation,
anything,
then this is Nazi Germany.
I can ask for your identification at any given time.
Sure, you can ask for it, but I'm not legally required to give it to you.
The truth of the matter was, however, that an officer is only in the right to ask for ID if they're issuing someone a citation, which this incompetent toad of a cop had no grounds to.
I'm happy you feel that way. Have a good afternoon, sir.
Thank you. You
Please
too.
move on.
If I'm free to go, I'm free to stay.
I'm going to ask you to leave this
Are you
area,
asking?
please.
Are you asking me or ordering me?
I'm asking you to leave there.
Are you asking me or ordering me?
I'm asking you to leave
If
there.
you are ordering me, I will leave. If you are asking me, I would stay. I'd like to stay.
Order you? I'm ordering you to leave there.
Thank you very much. I will certainly leave. Please wipe y'all's fingerprints off the back of my car.
Kudos to the user for getting the cop to say the quiet part out loud, although it didn't take much effort, since the cop was not hesitant at all to misuse his authority over the user.
And officers a lot of time need to be informed of basic laws, or at least called out on their book. The beginning of this video, I did do what many of you all say is not needed, but I disagree. In my opinion, it is suspicious to be out in front of somebody's house. It's an abnormal occurrence. People have every right to come up and ask. So he did, and I answered. I was playing a game. I was a stupid little GPS game. That should have alleviated his suspicion, and he could have been on his merry way. It was at this point he demanded an ID. It was at this point I demanded he turn on his body cam, which of course he didn't have. I asked him where his body cam was. He responded at the office. Great place for it. Side note, the other officers that responded didn't have their body cams on either, as far as I could tell. One guy definitely, I wasn't paying attention to the other one. I know there were some things I did wrong in this video. It's easy to armchair quarterback and think about everything that you would do.
Later, the user filmed their thoughts, noting that none of the deputies had their body cams on. Clearly, something shady was going on, and they were looking to get away with something.
Asking for what law he's quoting in his bullshit that, basically, present your papers on demand. Tennessee is not a Terry stop state. To my understanding, the only code for ID is TCA 7-3-505, which deals with, which states that you need to present your ID if you're being issued a citation or a civil warrant. Since he fished around and came up with a reason why to ask for ID, I don't know if the registration issue, which was legitimately an issue, they screwed up and said it was a green car instead of a white minivan. If that's a citable offense. So I didn't feel comfortable enough refusing to demand at that point, as I felt I was on shaky ground, so I did provide my ID. I should have called him out for his cop-splaining. I did to some degree, but at this point he already had my ID. He got what he wanted. Paperwork I had in my glove compartment for insurance was had just recently expired. I didn't have my new copy, so I had to turn off the video to get into Allstate's website. which of course by the time he came back, he didn't even want to see if I had insurance. He got what he wanted. Also, I should have asked when he ordered me to leave, is that under threat of arrest, which I did not. That's everything I can think of that I screwed up on. Again, I'm not an auditor. It's just things that I know people are going to say in the comments.
I think it is perfectly reasonable to forgive the user for these things, as not everyone is prepared for encounters like these. And in a perfect world where cops actually do their jobs, they shouldn't have to be prepared at all. However, some cops are more likely to be even less subtle than this officer and throw away all idea of duty and only function to satisfy their own egos and punish others, as is the case in this next clip.
You need more training.
On August 23rd, 2020, a classic story would take place in the city of Chicago, where corrupt and dirty cops would single out a man, Leroy Kennedy, minding his own business, and decide they wanted to blow some steam and arrest him for no reason.
No, chill out. You got we'll roll your. We'll roll your. Take this. We. Just you. Take this. Come on. We'll roll your. You just busted. You playing, bro. You playing, bro. You playing, bro. You playing. Helping you. Take it out. Helping you. You just get straight up like this. Man, you just get straight up. That you can't run out, bitch. You was trying to fight me. Man, you was trying to fight up. You touching me for no reason, bro. I ain't got to get on the run. Now walk though. On my man, I'm criminal. Stop pushing him, bro.
Since the attack on Leroy by these unhinged officers was done in front of several witnesses, many people would come to his aid and defend him against these officers. However, despite the attack having already occurred, the situation would only escalate from here. The officers would claim that Leroy had resisted arrest and performed aggravated, but nowhere throughout the footage is this claim backed up, as Leroy was simply walking down the street when these officers jumped him.
Give me some space. I'm trying to get medical attention, bro. Because you did. It is what it is. Ain't no that's why we don't like y'all. Should kill y'all. I hate y'all. My face up, bro. I ain't got bro. I have nothing. No drugs. Why y'all with me, bro? I walked off, bro. Did you move my hands? Bro, you want to search me, bro? I'll have the copy you search me. You can search me hands down, everything. I don't have nothing. I'm handling the custody. Take control now. I got you. Okay, now district guard, take a district guard. Take a Augusta and Hamlin. Take a district.
As the crowd grew, one officer, not satisfied with just arresting Leroy, decided to out instead so he could feel like a big tough boy.
Go then, skinny. Take that off, 140-pound ass. Right, 140 pounds. Hold on with your homies. Come to you. Take that off. Yeah. He wasn't like that when you just got out here. He was not like that. He was not like that. He said since I told him when you off the clock, he gonna get you every day. You stay here. That's all that for, bro. Ain't nobody trying to tag you.
I appreciate you guys. Stay right there. That's fine.
Why you getting all tough and down like that? Sticks and all the people picking up sticks and that man was not like that. Me just slammed on his head.
We did. We know. We're not lying about it.
Right. Oh, what the force for? When he started fighting around, he choked him through the gate.
Try to talk to him.
You pulled up. Crazy. No, bro. You talking about the black. That's all they want to do.
We don't need that.
Yeah, because he slammed him on the slammed him.
He did. I understand.
You need more training.
I need more training.
You need sacrifice.
Yeah.
You got a mental problem. He said he's gonna catch a body. Everything recorded. Him right here. He said he's gonna catch a body out here. Everything.
He came up to me with a stick.
Many of the defenders in the crowd would rightfully point out how insane the officer was acting. And one even pointed out how he even admitted to purposefully enjoying chaos with this one.
Take that down, bro. Take that down, bro. Look at his face, bro.
Catch a body today.
It was obvious the officers weren't interested in de-escalating the situation. They likely hoped to arrest more people. Leroy was still in the car instead of being taken to the hospital.
I wasn't. Your ass was inside. I'm intimidated.
There's something obviously wrong with it, bro.
The officers did not predict the crowd actually standing up to them for their disgusting actions with Leroy, and this would hurt their precious egos, causing them to hurl college frat boy back at them.
Hey, more than you, bro. Running. Remind me to take this.
I got you, okay? I got you. We got you.
I have no doubt in my mind that this was truly the best this officer could come up with. I know kindergarten kids with better comebacks. As more people would gather near the crowd, the original bystanders would give their side of what actually happened.
He go see his sister, man. Put their hand on him. He jumped out, he grabbed him. He didn't try to get aggressive with him. He picked him up and slammed him, man, on the guy in the car.
The officer, when the black gentleman told him to not touch him, the officer got mad and choked him. And then he tried to resist. The officer took him and slammed him on the ground.
So why did the police officer get out of the car?
We have no idea. They parked right here. They parked right here. They were sitting down right here. He started walking towards them. The gentleman got up and started walking away. I guess he didn't want no problem. They never found nothing on. He wasn't doing anything wrong. And chased him and blocked him out. He said, man, I ain't did nothing. Don't touch me. The officer grabbed him and started choking him.
All right. My suggestion is, if you want to make a complaint, you can call COFA. But obviously, I mean, it looks like the guy's under arrest for something.
Well, it's more likely that this something is more like a nothing, and the officers simply did it because of the kick they get out of misusing their authority over others, knowing they could get away with it.
I'm just talking to the community, bro. That's it. I still love you, though. I still love you. I love you, Papa.
They need attention. All right, let's go. They just need attention. I don't want to give attention.
We jumped.
What y'all doing? What y'all trying to do? What y'all arrested?
What's he arrested for?
They instantly started fighting.
But you don't know what you're arrested for?
Be arrested for. Hey, no, hey, see my face? Do you see my face?
Even the other officers and EMT found the whole situation fishy, confirming the theory that these officers never had any reason.
They started grabbing on Ridge as soon as we walked up, grabbing his bag, grabbing the back of his vest, pulling him away. We didn't even say
Jump on Ridge's phone.
The ambulance would finally arrive to take Leroy to the hospital, leaving the officers to come up with a story, searching him so they could try to get him for literally any reason.
I don't understand. Why you still here?
What's up?
Why you still here?
Why am I still what?
Why the you still here?
Why am I still what?
You heard what I said.
Patel 18129.
Damn sure gonna know. My lawyer come holler at y'all, you damn sure gonna know.
Cool.
Damn sure finna get y'all food.
Alright, that's good.
Like, damn sure finna get y'all food. But tour.
Best of luck to you, buddy.
1829.
Best of luck to you, buddy.
Good luck. You just got 200,000 for the same. Got good. Why you grabbing me like that? Why you grabbing me for though? I don't get why he touching me, bro.
It seems even most of the officers weren't aware why Leroy was even put in handcuffs and so brutally thrown and mistreated the way he was. The story that the department would release was that Leroy had looked funny at the cops in their vehicle and simply walked away. All that happened to him for looking at them the wrong way. And there you have it, folks, the cherry on the cake that is these egotistical maniac officers. So corrupt, they'll even violently arrest people for simply not looking at them right. And the sad part is, they usually only get a slap on a wrist for it. In the final police misconduct settlement set for a final vote on Wednesday, the city would pay Leroy Kennedy $195,000. Kennedy sued the city, alleging that officers injured him when they stopped him on the west side and him to the ground before arresting him based on false information. However, even besides just looking at a cop in the wrong way, you don't even have to do anything to run into these dirty cops, as it seems they are now everywhere like cockroaches, no matter where you live.
Don't give a fuck. Did you see me commit a crime?
Who's the other one that just took off?
Did you, trooper?
You want to get arrested?
Do you want him?
On October 3rd, 2023, a motorcyclist, Michael Donovan, would be driving his bike at a New York intersection when suddenly he'd encounter a blockade set up by a cop, who then decided to flex his authority on everyone who stopped.
Turn him off. Turn it off.
Touch my Don't touch my I'll turn it off.
Turn it off.
I said don't give me my Yo! Bro! Yo! Yo, give me my
Sit back.
Did you see me commit a fucking crime?
I got a report to you.
I don't give a Did you see me commit a crime?
Who's the other one that just took off?
Did you, trooper?
You want to get arrested?
Do you want him? Do you really?
Turn around.
I want my
You're
key.
gonna get him back.
I didn't do
Go off on me.
I
Doesn't
didn't
matter.
do
The officer immediately cut off Donovan's motorcycle and stole his keys like a common thug.
I didn't do a fucking thing. You got no fucking right, bro. You got no. I need my key if you want it. I need my key if you want it. Buddy, I want my key if you want my shit. I don't know who the f think you are touching my shit. You got no right, bro. You did not see me commit a fucking crime. That's it. I didn't break the law.
Where are you supposed to be parked?
I didn't
Are you parked
break.
behind the stop line?
No, you
broke
just
the
did
law.
that. You
broke
just
the law.
did that. It's on video.
And I'll seize it for evidence.
No, you won't.
Break any crimes.
No, you won't. I didn't break a crime. You didn't see it.
Sit
You're
down.
too wise.
All right, you know what? Put your hands behind your back.
No.
Put your hands behind your back. You're getting detained.
I didn't do
You're getting detained.
Dude, get my helmet off.
You're getting detained.
Let me get
Stop
my...
resisting.
I'm not. I what? Yo, you gotta get my helmet off, bro. You're
Failing
making me
to identify
claustrophobic.
himself.
Call Trooper Donovan. Call Trooper
Stop
Donovan.
resisting.
I'm not. I'm not resisting. I want my helmet off.
This officer behaved more like an incompetent nobody who stole a real officer's uniform and got to play cop for a day and abuse authority on whoever he wants.
Get in the back of the car.
I'm claustrophobic.
What's your name?
Michael Donovan.
Michael?
Yeah, Trooper Donovan's cousin.
I don't care.
Okay, I didn't do
Back up
anything.
here. Come over here.
I didn't fucking do
Yeah,
anything,
you're violating
bro.
the law. You're not parked behind the stop line.
Jesus, man, are you
Sit
kidding
right
me?
here.
The
Sit right
sensors
here.
never pick us up.
Doesn't matter.
Bro, please take my helmet off. Grab the straps right there. Pull them out to the sides. Please. Yo, I'm freaking out, bro. Bro. I'm claustrophobic. Bro.
Where? Yeah, you were stopped before the light turned green.
Bro, I'm claustrophobic.
I don't know.
All right, dude.
Who's the
That's
other guy
great.
that took off?
I can't breathe.
How do I take
can't
off?
breathe.
Relax.
No, get the thing off. I've been saying it for 2 minutes.
You need to...
I'm claustrophobic.
Relax.
Please get my helmet off.
Relax.
I can't, bro.
Relax.
Get undone. Get it the fuck off my Get it the f***
Alright, someone...
Bro! Are you kidding me? Jesus Christ, dude! I'm freaking the f*** out. No, no! Undo me.
Stop moving around.
Bro!
I don't know who you think you are.
Get it off! Man.
That is a question perhaps the officer should have been asking himself if he was capable of any self-reflection at all, since officers of the law do not have the right to mistreat civilians like this.
Breathe!
Give me a ticket?
Dude!
As of right now, we need to know who this other guy was.
I have no idea, bro! We were coming up the my wife's down the road. Okay? That's what I was doing. That's why I'm freaking out, because I wasn't doing nothing.
You're getting a ticket for this, and I need your name.
Whatever, bro, I told
Where's
you my
your wallet?
name. Oh my God, I don't carry a wallet when I'm on my bike. That's one thing. I'll give you my ID. Okay? Wait.
What's your last name?
Hold on, what crime?
Donovan?
What crime, though?
Donovan? Mike, hey.
Oh my God.
Get over.
Are you serious?
Donovan? What is your first name? What is your first name?
Can I get my phone?
What is your
It's
first
my
name?
wife, dude, when we ride
What is
motorcycles.
your first name?
Michael.
You're getting arrested for
Michael.
obstruction if you don't stop.
Dude, I'm trying to... When you ride a motorcycle,
What's
bro...
your date of birth?
My wife.
What is your date of birth?
Motorcycle.
What is your date of birth?
3/30/79. Bridge. Get
what?
down here, ASAP. I'm in handcuffs. Call Chucky.
What was your date of birth?
I gave it to you.
You didn't say it right.
It's
3 what?
I did too. 3/30/79.
3/30.
You mean I didn't say it right?
You need to relax.
Dude, you caused this. You realize that?
Yeah,
you touched my property. Number one. You cut me off.
Well, I wonder
why. You didn't give me a chance to pull over.
Right
now. If we had a green light, you did that. You would have risked our lives.
My lights are on.
No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, bro. The way you did not pull up behind. The way you came up behind.
The light was changing when you pulled in front of us. His light was changing.
You didn't pull up behind.
Why did he take off?
How would we know that? How would we know? Everybody is going. I'm going to show me.
Stop. You're going in the car. Come here.
Bro, no. I'm not going in the...
Can't deal with you.
Take him out of handcuffs.
I'm telling you.
The audacity of this cop to Donovan's keys, expect him not to be angry, then handcuff him and tell him to relax while not even explaining the arrest is unbelievable.
Take him out of handcuffs. He did nothing wrong. You did more wrong than he did, bro. Sit down. Guy right here pulls out in the middle of traffic to pull us over at a stoplight when the light was changing.
Look at what we're dealing with. Get in the car.
Why'd you take him out of handcuffs and detain us for no reason?
Acting? How am I supposed to do
Look
that?
what you're doing, dude. Look what you're doing. Look what you're doing.
I can't when you're yelling.
Yo, I'm telling you right now, everything's on camera.
Get arrested. Stay right there.
Everything's on camera, dude. You're fine.
Good.
Yeah, are you going to give me my keys and my ID? Huh?
And you guys are suspicious. No right. If you got in the car, you took the key immediately without even asking my... Yeah.
I'm just gonna check your ID. Don't take off, please.
He's never trying to run from me. Why did he get the key? You ain't trying to run from me.
Yeah, he didn't take his key.
I think he just got...
The second one takes
Any
off.
of us. We had a safe boy going that way. We had a safe boy going that way. We had a county cop right here. And this fucking guy wants to cut in front of us. Has his white
He's got a license, man. I got to permit. He's got a license. We're not running. If the bikes are legit, everything is legit.
Yeah, I'm fucking legit.
Everything is legit.
The deal with the helmet would end up inducing a panic attack in Donovan. It's safe to say the cop acted entirely unreasonable here, and I would say it's a wonder he's even on the force.
What factors contribute the most to these cops getting away with abuse of the law? Let me know down in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you want more of these videos. Also, if you enjoyed watching these tyrants be put in place, you will surely love to see this entitled Karen being put in her place.